Hi, Candace. It's Leeza Gibbons here. How are you doing?
Hi, Lisa. I'm doing well. How are you?
Just great, thank you.
I can't tell you what an honor it is to talk to you today. I was a caregiver for my grandmother who had Alzheimer's disease. She passed away in October of last year, and I appreciate all you've done to help caregivers and bring more awareness to Alzheimer's and everything you do, so thank you.
Oh, it's such a passion of mine. And like you know, until you are sort of into the fold, we don't really know what we don't know about how difficult the journey of being a caregiver is, how rewarding it also can be.
Absolutely. You know, as a former caregiver, I know how stressful and overwhelming it can be at times to care for a loved one. What advice do you have for caregivers currently caring for someone they care about?
That sense of overwhelm can create inertia and depression and make us so ineffective, not only in the lives of the one that we love and are caring for, but our own lives. When you are a caregiver, you have this assault on your immune system, and it can really cost you, it can cause premature aging, and you can really fail and even sometimes die faster than the one for whom you're giving care because of this compassion fatigue, which can take 10 years off your life. So when we talk about being able to manage your stress, to even be tuned into what your experience is like, it's really important, because the theme of National Caregiver Month is take care to give care. And it's a marathon, especially a chronic condition, something like Alzheimer's. And if you can't do the marathon, then you're not going to get a good outcome for your loved one, and you may be out of their lives. So to be able to deal with the overwhelm by, I say, taking it in bite-sized chunks. You know, you want a plan, and you do want an approach, and you need to kind of either be your own coach or make sure you've got a direction you're going in. But once you've got that, you know, I couldn't look but a quarter of the day ahead. You know, my goal was, you know, let me get to tonight, and then I'm going to give myself credit. I'm going to, you know, see what went right, what went wrong, release that, and start all over again tomorrow. It was like constantly hitting the reset button. And I think that for caregivers who have so much guilt, you can't fix it, you can't change it, you can't always be there. Maybe you live far away, maybe you snapped. We just sometimes have to offer ourselves and others the flexibility and forgiveness to be all right with just the effort.
Definitely, I couldn't agree more, especially, you know, when caring for someone with Alzheimer's disease, because you don't know what even the next 10 minutes are going to bring.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
That's right. And it's, you know, as nurturers, we want to give. And that's our joy. And especially we know that 2/3 of the caregivers are women. So I think this is the women's issue of our time. We're not as great at receiving the help. And there's a lot of options out there. The technology is amazing. So my mom died in 2008, and my dad has been living alone. At the lake in South Carolina, I'm in Los Angeles. I worried myself crazy, and I became like that nagging daughter, right? So I finally told Dad that I would feel better and could get off his case if he would get a medical alert system. So he's like, "Oh, honey, I don't want that. You know, I don't need that. That's for old people." And he goes, "Nothing's going to happen to me." And I'm like, "Well, you know, Daddy, you're not John Wayne, but please just take it as a gift from me and know that it's for my peace of mind." So that's what got him to ultimately wear it. Then he had a heart attack, and had he not been wearing his Philips Lifeline, I wouldn't have my dad. So I am so grateful that I pushed, because sometimes you do have to push past the resistance and find different ways to communicate the message. And now there's even new technology, and Daddy now has a Go Safe. I wear a Go Safe. I have it on right now. It's just a pendant. It's you wear it around your neck, underneath your shirt or your sweater, your jacket. This thing is amazing. If you fall and you're unconscious, for example, or you're disoriented, let's say you can't reach the button, it has automatic fall detection, and it will call for help for you. So if you're in the shower, you can wear it. If you're on the lake, Dad goes out fishing by himself. It drives me crazy. But now that he has this Go Safe, I know that if something happened, they would be able to use, they have this hybrid locating service that they use, 6 different technologies, and they can find where he is and send help. This gives you peace of mind. So as caregivers, to find out what's out there, find out how you can, you know, give yourself the gift of doing a better job.
Absolutely. That is fantastic. I can't believe how much technology has evolved over the years.
It really has. And a lot of seniors, 97% want to live on their own. I get it. So do I. But they get depressed and isolated. The ones that have a lifeline, they will often push the button just to hear that other voice and say, I just want to make sure you're there, to know they're not alone. And then let's say they want to go to the grocery store, but maybe they're feeling anxious about the crowd or nervous on the bus. I've talked to a lot of Lifeline operators that will just be that voice saying, your stop's coming up, you're doing great, I'm right here, keep talking to me. That's tremendous. It helps people engage in life and continue to age well.
Absolutely. Do you have any helpful tips to help alleviate some of the worries that caregivers face?
Well, the biggest tip, of course, is we talk about receiving help, learning about things that are out there and utilizing the technology. 2/3 of us say that we want to use technology, but only about 7% of us are. So it's so easy. It's so accessible. And I think that kind of getting past that fear is a really important part of it. But here's the deal. Every day we have 10,000 boomers who are becoming seniors. We're getting more chronic illnesses and lifestyle-related diseases, and we're in the middle of a digital revolution. So I think it's an exciting time to look at how we can be our own health advocates. How we can take charge of our own medical records, our data, our history, and really communicate that with clinicians and with patients and caregivers and families. That's how we're going to get that kind of collaboration that will create, more wellness as we age.
Absolutely. And do you have any additional tips or information you'd like to share with us?
I think that if we can all just say, breathe, believe, receive. If we can slow things down and take some deep breaths to get a handle on our blood pressure and our heart rate, if we can really just breathe in some optimism and some resilience and know that you're going to be okay, that opens your neural pathways to connect you to finding solutions. So it's not hocus pocus Pollyanna, it works. And then receive. Open up and be at least open to having a conversation about things you've never considered. If you want what you've always had, you do what you've always done. But if you want something better, open up to new solutions. And I say the first place to look is technology.
Definitely. And where can we go for more information?
If you want to look at what's available, how you can afford it, how you can customize it, lots of tips as well, lots of free advice for you at lifeline.phillips.com.
Well, thank you so much, Leeza. I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to speak with me today. Have a great afternoon.
Thanks, you too. This is my passion, and I appreciate the chance to talk with you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.